The following program is sponsored by Factory West Studio.
Malcolm Dingus is the new breed. Dr. J watches TV till his eyes bleed. Dingus figures out what we need to see. Dr. J and Malcolm Dingus sets us free.
Hi, Dr. J. Malcolm Dingus here. I was recently asked what I thought of the television show Patricia's Workshop. It doesn't seem possible, but I haven't seen it. You haven't? You need to see it right away. As a matter of fact, I think it's on right now. Like I need someone to tell me I need to watch more television. I feigned interest. What's the show about anyway? Patricia's an artist. My eyes glazed over. Just what the world needs, another pseudo-artist explaining to the great unwashed how to release the Michelangelo in them.
Hi, as most of you know, I'm Patrishaa. Consider this a personal invitation to watch my show, Patricia's Workshop. It's a program about art. Hopefully, you'll pick up some art appreciation along the way. However, unlike other shows of this ilk, I won't con you into believing that if you subscribe to my directives, you too can be a great artist. Not likely. People like me are born, not made. On the other hand, a potential Van Gogh can be easily discouraged. You've got to be kidding! Painting? Don't be a fool! Take the job at the hamburger joint! If you play your cards right, you just might manage one day. More realistically, what I hope to focus on is archival quality. In the unlikely event that you produce some truly inspired piece, avoid the heartbreak of seeing your masterpiece deteriorate. In your lifetime, no less. As I complete various commissions, I will offer helpful pointers to make.
Much later, I was channel surfing and had just passed 500. Imagine my surprise. I happened onto Patricia's Workshop. I nearly fell on the floor. I was instantly enthralled.
Okay. I don't know how it is with you, but it seems like every time I open my front door, I trip over a phone book. To grossly understate it, this phenomenon used to really annoy me. The pitiful wretches that deliver these things. No one wants them. That's why they never knock on your door and cheerfully announce, "I have a free phone book for you." On the contrary, under the shroud of darkness, they sneak at least one of these things on your front porch. I used to curse. What the hell am I supposed to do with these things? Oh, not anymore. Nope. They're free art supplies delivered to your door. You're not even expected to tip. Phone books and wallpaper paste. That's right, are the ultimate in paper mache. I'm often asked, how did you create this masterpiece? It's mainly paper mache. This means phone books and wallpaper paste. That's right. Don't mistake my inventiveness as an endorsement to take shortcuts. None exist in art.
Oh, welcome to my workshop, where every day's a treat, where time stands still for art to fill and process reigns supreme. Come on in, time to begin. That's right. After all is said and done, just remember art is fun.
You know what I'm doing, Mother. I'm taping my TV show.
You have a TV show? Since when?
Mother, you know I do. It can't be a coincidence that you always call during taping.
My Patrishaa on TV. What's the show about, dear?
As often as not, it's partly about you.
Oh, that. Well, it's not a real TV show now, is it?
In spite of you, it's a very popular show, Mother. Are you ready? Okay. Like everyone else, the most formidable obstacle in this world I had to overcome was my mother. My mother has Parkinson's disease. What's the matter with you people? There's nothing funny about that. Anyway, as far as I know, the reason for her condition has never been diagnosed. This hasn't prevented her from blaming my brother for her plight. I never had Parkinson's before you made the scene, she'd snarl. Once during an earthquake, she asked, "Is it just me, or is the room shaking?" Actually, Mother's assault began on my brother before he was even born. She regularly refers to him as an airhead. Don't blame me. Blame the doctor. She's referring to the delivery room doctor. He told her the reason she had to endure 36 hours of excruciating labor was because I was reluctant to reach in there and grab his head with my forceps and pull him out because I was fearful his cranium would collapse. Clearly this couldn't happen if his head had anything in it. Then Mother, she says, I wasn't consulted, or I would have insisted he'd take a chance. With or without a caved-in noggin, he was going to be a mental dwarf anyway. Mother's incessant verbal assault on my brother's self-esteem has eventually taken its toll. He's now 35 and still living at home. There's no doubt in my mind his next address would be an underpass if he ever left. That's his problem. I was able to escape Mother's clutches. Although, as Freud said, or was it Madonna? No one escapes their mother. It figures Mother would get Parkinson's disease. She'll probably malinger for decades. Yeah, naturally she wouldn't get something like a fatal heart attack or maybe quick consumption. Is that still going around? I think I heard about that one. Although, obviously not from Mother. I'm grateful to her for one thing, and that is instilling in me the fashion sense. Does it seem as though almost everyone is in serious need of a fashion intervention?
No doubt about it, Patricia's Workshop is the greatest show of all time. I realize I'm taking in a lot of territory with this claim. Unfortunately, as my eyes can attest, when it comes to television, the competition is much too thin.
Well, while we're waiting for the glue to dry,
You gotta trust me on this one. Get Patricia's Workshop without delay. After viewing multiple episodes of Patricia's Workshop, I thought this is someone I just have to meet. I had no idea this would be such a challenge. No one in television has ever snubbed me until now. The sad fact is I never did hook up with Patrishaa. I'd been advised that Patrishaa was somewhat reclusive. I can definitely confirm this. I must say no one even hinted she was agoraphobic. At one point, I talked to a strange person who identified herself as Patricia's sister Velveeta. I assure you Patrishaa is tethered to her studio. I didn't find this to be the case. In point of fact, I tried her studio morning, noon, and night. Nothing. Although I could have sworn I heard some sort of power tools emanating from inside.
whenever you intend to make a complex design, a template is a must.
It's all a very disappointing turn of events, culminating with my guest for today being a no-show. At the 11th hour, someone who identified himself as Angus assured me Patrishaa would make the scene today. There must have been a mix-up about the time. Despite my frustration, the show must go on. I was hoping Patrishaa would shed some light on several perplexing questions, not the least of which, what's with the high peephole? Was there an allowance for growth? If she found herself eyeball to eyeball with Bigfoot, was the beast going to have to break down the door if he wanted a feast of coconut monkeys? I had no shortage of questions. I was even thinking, I'm going to need 2 parts for this much show. It's all very depressing.
How do I know you're really Girl Scouts? Oh, I don't think so. Go away. Go annoy someone else.
Oh, welcome to my workshop where cute little mice survive, where all things small are loved by all, we simply get along. And coconut monkeys thrive, that's right. After all is said and done, just remember art is fun.
Is this the psychic hotline? Excuse me? Are you telling me the phone has been disconnected? Is this a recording?
This should cheer you up, Miss Patrishaa. It's a call from the Louvre.
Why would I be happy to hear from those stuffed shirts? Give them an evasive answer. Tell them I'm out.
A reason to believe me need not be curried. Look, it's as simple as this. No matter how many channels you have access to, if one of them is not Patricia's workshop, well, let me put it this way. You'll not find her like anywhere else. My reputation has been built on shining a light on a rare television gem. Patricia's workshop is just such a jewel.
Oh, welcome to my workshop, where every day's a treat, where time stands still for art to fill and process reigns supreme. Welcome to my workshop, where I am safe and sound, and coconut monkeys thrive. That's right. After all is said and done, just remember art is fun.
Patricia's workshop has moments of complete incompetence, followed by brilliance rarely viewed on television. In this regard, Patrishaa most favorably compares to, dare I say it, Leonardo da Vinci. Wow, I can almost hear your derisive howls. I suspect I'm going to need a larger mailbox. Consider this. Leonardo achieved much of his reputation on his inventions. In that regard, he has nothing on Patrishaa. Oh, one major difference. Patricia's inventions actually work.
In the name of art, I decided to make the supreme sacrifice and get breast augmentation. Clearly, we're not talking vanity here, or I would have done something about this face. There has to be some middle ground between a Joan Rivers mask and a prune. Jowls only look good on squirrels. You know, I shouldn't have to say this, but these are for my fall project. Bigger boobs is even funner. I've never allowed modesty to prevent me from using my breasts for a worthwhile project. In this case, I was thinking big breasts would make the project I'm considering much more dynamic. Mount Kilimanjaro, then and now. One boob would show the mountain in its entire glacial splendor. The other would show the mountain ravaged by global warming. Art should be thought-provoking. I know what you perverts are looking at. You go back to whatever it is that you do. Nice, huh?
Patrishaa, what are you up to?
Where do inane questions fit into? We're just going to follow you around and chronicle your activities. You won't even know we're here. So much for that one.
Some years ago, I heard about a group who, using Leonardo schematics, decided to make prototypes of his many inventions. Where do these groups come from, and who funds them anyway? I never heard another word about it, so I assumed none of them worked. If they had, it would have been front-page news. In all seriousness, I submit, how much credit is supposed to be given to someone who invents things that don't work? Let's face it, I can do that. One of Leonardo's inventions was a flying machine. Clearly he had nothing on Orville and Wilbur Wright. My producer is wildly gesturing for me to dial it back. I always get carried away when I talk about injustices. It's one of my few failings. I submit no one has ever seen a picture purporting to be Leonardo and thought it was a shame they didn't have television back then because he would have been a natural. On the other hand, Patrishaa didn't invent television either, but she understands every nuance of the medium. Patricia's Mona Lisa is without a doubt her TV show.
Oh, welcome to my workshop where I am safe and sound. I can't go out without a doubt till TV came along. La 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 la. That's right. After all is said and done, just remember art is fun.
friend on to Patricia's workshop. Later I sought her out and asked her what she thought of the show. She looked puzzled and said, "I couldn't figure it out. I thought the show was funny. Was it trying to be? There was no laugh track, so how was I supposed to know when to laugh?" I was stunned. To me, the answer was obvious. Patricia's workshop seeks to answer the fundamental question: are art and television compatible? Duh. My explanation was greeted with a vacant stare as she walked away. These are times that test your judgment in the selection of friends. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. If television weren't so addictive, it would be viewed much the same as a Van Gogh painting. Instead, although they don't admit it, college professors tune into the latest hijinks of Honey Boo Boo. Ha ha ha. Obviously, Patricia's workshop is not for amateur television viewers. I wouldn't have thought any of them still existed. At any rate, I've supported my opinion with what I consider to be overwhelming evidence. Oh, one more thing. Watching television never felt so good. Or as Patricia would say, art is fun.
Oh, welcome to my workshop, where every day's a treat, where time stands still for art to fill and process reigns supreme. Come on in, time to begin. That's right.
The preceding program was sponsored by the Factory West Studio.
Welcome to my... I've had this tune stuck in my head for days. I catch myself humming it all the time. Man, I hate music.